Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the news that you need to know. Headlines from America and from around the world, brought to you every single day here at Full Spectrum Survival, only on YouTube, giving you actionable information so that you and your family can make good decisions for the unknowns of tomorrow. We're continuing to see near daily involvement in infrastructural and supply shipping crisis events. These events are happening across the continental United States of America. From daily reports of sometimes hazardous train derailments to facility and electrical grid fires, there's an apparent coordinated event that is going on across the USA, and the smoke that we are seeing should give prudence to the fire that is currently less than seen. We are under attack, warns one open source intelligence group that we continue to monitor. The government has admitted they say the government has not admitted it out in the open yet, because in admitting the issue, the government would be simultaneously acknowledging that an exterior force has control over events within the USA. And then secondary to that, the US government and quite possibly the US military would be forced to act. I want to thank you for being here with me today. Kelly made me a bet that I wouldn't shave my beard down to a mustache and keep it for a couple of days. So I decided to call her on that bet, and I've been making her call me either Sarge or Hefe, depending on the type of feeling that I have at the time. A warning from strategists says that speculation is growing about potential Chinese invasions in Taiwan. Russia's invasion of Ukraine, they say, has taught China some valuable lessons. Here are the main ones. China will be careful not to replicate Russia's current mistakes of invading the country without sufficient manpower. In doing so, you can expect that when China finally does act, you're going to see a massive action take place. Next, a successful offensive will require a 3-to-1 manpower advantage. So China is going to send in just a massive amount of its reserves and military force. Now, with 150,000 troops and 2.5 million reservists in Taiwan, this is going to mean a manpower commitment that is absolutely massively engaging from Beijing. China will also continue to press its air power advantage before the U.S. can provide Taiwan with extensive air defense cover. So when America is not near Taiwan, that is likely when China will act. The low profile, they say, of Russia's fixed jets or fixed wing jets that have been used in Ukraine, especially in contrast to what is used in Syria, prevents air superiority. China will take lessons from recent U.S. war. Now, China, as you know, and has been noted by the U.S. military, has maritime strength. It needs to get its forces across the Taiwan Strait, so you'll see amphibious landings, high-risk landings, complicated strategies that have been learned from Russia. It's going to be interesting, according to open source intelligence, to see how much of the 7.2% defense spending increase will go to the Chinese Navy. China will also realize the limitations of hybrid warfare. They will use cyber attacks. They will use recruitments of local collaborators, and they will use misinformation and disinformation. These tactics will be paired with conventional attacks, but Russia's experiences in Georgia and Ukraine show that they have only a limited advantage against the enemies. Basically, you're going to rile up and get together different pockets of organizations that already have an anti-Taiwan or anti-Western, pro-Chinese ideology, and you're going to use them to your advantage. They say that Russia's failures in their expectation to divide European countries and divide them from the USA is a major strategic setback. So we can expect China to put all of its military actions right on the front line. This is going to cause some capitalization and polarizations on different events that China currently has strategic control over. China will have to work to cross-train its military, its airmen, its naval forces, its soldiers, all soldiers across the PLA, so that they can be prepared to act in different forms. They'll have to be ready to basically pick up the slack on any forms of the military that are currently receding or having a problem taking over Taiwan and fighting the USA. China, of course, has the benefit of hindsight. They can watch Russia's Ukrainian invasion play out, and they'll be able to make changes to their elements of attacks and modernizations that mirror what has worked for Russia. But it's clear that China is getting ready to urgently invade Taiwan. I speak urgently on a